Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Nimithrander, and it's time we continued Skirk's story quest. So, we have to go back into her realm of the abyss, and take yet another nap. Which I assume is going to lend us another window into Skirk's history. And I will say already, I want to murder Sertalogi, her master. He could have been an adoptive father to her, but instead, abusive trainer to the point of absurdity. And look how she turned out, antisocial to the point of literally erasing everyone's memory that she even existed. He did her no favors, if you ask me. So, another trip into her head, or will it be an invasion from Mr. Knife Man, who steals from the Traveler? Nope. Skirk's world again. I wonder how safe this actually is. And whether or not Skirk actually knows we're here. If she doesn't, this can take a... this could take a bad turn really, really quickly.
Skirk is amazing! She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off!
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
Incredible! I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
Sertalogi's down an arm and a leg, is he? I wonder... is he actually still missing those limbs? Somehow I doubt it, considering what they said.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world? Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then, I can do anything.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past, and become someone stronger.
Run! Skirk! Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
I see.
Let's see here. First things first, you need a new identity.
Alice.
Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
So the Conrians had a concept of space travel, did they?
Splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
Her. I suppose you mean the child within, who Skirk used to be. Considering she appeared so often in the dream, I'm guessing that she hasn't completely lost touch with that part of herself. Especially not since she still sings the old song.
You're awake! You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you!
I'm still getting used to the new Paimon. It's very similar, but it is still off-putting. Again, I have to get used to it. Also, is it really you who should be saying that? Ta-da, as if you were the one who made it? As I'd be willing to bet that Skirk's the one who made this feast. I am a little hungry, yes.
Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in, before it gets cold.
The two of you made it. So you're best friends now.
Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forget the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
You might not be, but I am. Although, once again, my issue has to do with how she treated... what was his name? I forget it. I have a terrible way with names. Shanling's father, the owner of One Mean Restaurant. I take issue with her erasing his memories, and the memories of passers-by. I believe it is unjust to rob anyone, and messing with people's heads is most definitively a no-no in my book. So, unfortunately, that Ice Queen thing, as far as I'm concerned, has not been rectified yet.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
Case in point.
So full. Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
I have good news.
Oh?
First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, you just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
Why on earth would I say the second part? That is asking to be taken as an insult. So I'll simply say thank you.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, Traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions. Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
A dangerous thing to admit. So she didn't realize how the device she used worked. Ay ay. So we were intruding on her mind without her knowing. I kind of thought that might be what was happening. So if I were Ether right now, I'd be apologizing profusely. Not, mind you, because I don't think she had it coming. She's messing with other people's heads willfully and flagrantly enough. So I don't really have any compunctions about turnabout. It is fair play. However, it's still a violation, still an intrusion. And not one that I would have done intentionally. So I'd be apologizing on principle for that if it were me. Again. She has crossed several lines as far as I'm concerned, and I'd rather not be a hypocrite by having crossed the same ones myself.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
Strange creature.
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret. No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways. No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second question.
Given your power, I would say that you could act the part of a descender. If you wished to do so. You're on par, seemingly, with Archons. And yet you choose to do nothing, or very little. I suppose there is some sense in that. However, your fatalistic notion that you can't change anything, I take issue with. You already have changed things by training the Traveler, one of the Descenders. Well, nothing I can do to change your mind at present, is there?
become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
We are of one mind, insofar as we both wish to kill your mentor. However, might I propose an alternative to your endless searching? Namely, why don't I help you? I would offer my hand and aid you in slaying one of the 5 sinners. I already greatly dislike him for his treatment of an orphan, a wounded and a lonely child. He's already earned my enmity. And so, sharing further knowledge, I don't doubt that I would come to hate him. And therefore, I might be convinced to help you slay him. Or more precisely, the Traveler might be so convinced. And so you need not follow all the way down his dark road. And instead, you may walk in the light to find the strength you need.
Okay. You have one question remaining.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
I'm not sure he's owed such a favor, but if the Traveler wishes to do so.
Well, your last question? Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete blank canvas. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
Does he understand your reasoning? I wonder. Because of course there are 2 ways to interpret your abandonment. Either the way you've just presented it as a challenge to overcome, or a declaration that he was unworthy, and that no amount of work would see you reunited. And if he does not understand the difference, you may very well have wounded him deeply. And besides, there is the question of why precisely he wants to see you again. Would he wish to see you as his mentor, or as the woman he loved? Interesting possibility, I think. But I can't say, as I don't really know what he thinks on this. And I don't know that Skirk even understands such things anymore. And of course, as Ether now points out, there is the possibility that Skirk feared growing too close to Tartaglia, to Ajax. Perhaps she feared that she would grow fond of him as more than her apprentice, and that this bond might bind her to Tevat, to prevent her from leaving it, or even, perhaps, cause her to abandon her goal of slaying Sertologi. And yet, Tartaglia might aid her in slaying her master. And in fact, that might also be an excellent test of his strength, would it not? But her master has twisted her mind, and so Skirk does not even admit to the possibility that the help of another might end her suffering. Her master killed that part of her long ago. Rather tragic, honestly.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
No, I don't buy it either. I believe that she has a kinder heart than she likes to admit. And that she really was coming to care about Ajax. And that if she did meet him again, she feared, as I said, that it might end up binding her. The bond of love, perhaps. Or merely friendship. It depends, I suppose, on how they each see it.
Wake up your companion. It's time to go.
That was a rather...
Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
Indeed. There's no reason to darken Paimon's mind with all of this. My speculation is my own, and mine alone. No reason to share it with her. Ah yes, time to go and find our culprit. Oh, I think she's supposed to be talking, but she isn't.
Merciless. Fearless.
Looks like they're a fair distance away. So we're going to have to fast travel, I think. Oh, they're actually rather close to the chasm. Interesting. I wonder what connection that has, if any.
Fearless.
Nice thing about Skirk is that unlike Moeka, Skirk can actually charge up her burst while traveling the open world. fairly nice quality of life difference between them. Moika, you have to be in combat and dealing normal attack hits or Night Soul Align damage to charge her burst. Skirk, on the other hand, can charge up while traveling.
Wait, this is near the chasm, right?
Indeed.
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Don't worry, Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
I was going to say, perhaps you should avoid announcing that talent of yours so gleefully. But yes, I will be careful. Let's go and teach this thief a lesson.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
I wonder, are we actually going to play as Skirk or as the Traveler? Or are we going to wind up in a team with both of them? Because that's not going to work very well. Skirk loses a lot of her power if she's not in a Hydro-Cryo team, so we shall see. Ah. Well, looks like I was half right. We are, in fact, playing Skirk and the Traveler, but they were kind enough to swap the Traveler to Hydro mode. Prototype Ranker, huh? Definitely not the best weapon to have for the Traveler. Well, not if you want him in a supporting role at any rate. And of course she has her signature. I will say, that does suit her rather nicely. Oh, C3. Charged attacks, huh? Yeah, well. I can read those on my own time. Time to go and deal with our thief.
Extinguished.
If I didn't have her already,
Bombs away!
I would be tempted. Just from this gameplay section. I do love how fast she is. And even with a subpar team of 2, she's doing decent damage. Then again, C3 with her signature. It'd be kind of amazing if she wasn't dealing decent damage here.
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful, don't get hit!
Oh, I see.
You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
I suppose I was, I suppose I was meant to go into aim mode with Ether to deal with those. But honestly, really worth it.
What are you two doing here?
Oh.
Dusty. Like an abandoned house. Let's press on.
If only Aether could move while he did that. One of the things that set Neuvillette apart. The fact that when he was doing his charge attack, he could actually move while doing it. It's one of the best aspects of Neuvillette's kit, is being able to move and fire. Looks like Aether can create a shield while he's doing that, but not a very strong one.
Go!
Yep, I'm just not good at aiming that, not fast enough to keep up with the blade spam anyway. I think I managed to stop exactly one of those. Oh well, better that Aether take the hit than Skirk. Skirk is our main attacker at the moment.
Looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place? Ugh! This fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
Nothing exact, but I know it's nearby.
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
That one's a little golden. Oh dear. Light canceling out shadow, is that it? Using my power to harm Skirk.
There. I got it back.
And you were wounded in the bargain.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal power. Whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
So you were his real target. He was after you from the very beginning.
No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon. Call it fate if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost.
And what about you, then?
I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar. It looks just like that narwhal's horn!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertologi.
The Foul? Who dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Just a little longer. I'm still...
Look! It's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit.
What should we do now?
Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action.
I think we should get out of here.
Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Oh crap, and now we're alone. Oh.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Ooh.
Spikes! Run!
And they're a lot bigger. Oh, and the ground's collapsing behind us too. Yeah, no, we're not sticking around to deal with any of this nonsense.
Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse!
Hopefully, we won't be here too much longer.
So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But suspicions only get you so far. I needed to verify it for myself.
Playing dangerously, aren't we, Skirk? And now I have to wonder, is this actually the end, or are we going to be pursuing this stranger again? Or are we simply going to be left on the cliffhanger of Skirk being wounded and losing a part of her power?
Phew. Oh, we should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it.
The all-devouring narwhal. With its power, he even managed to steal from you, of all people. What else could he manage to steal if he can take from you?
You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master.
Yeah, hearing you say the foul definitely got a reaction out of him.
Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
I think not. No, now I owe you. You recovered what was mine, and now I must recover what was yours. I will not be indebted to you. And debt is precisely where I now find myself. A debt of shame and guilt that you were wounded on my behalf. And I will not have it.
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
This is not an act of pity. You said I don't want to be in your debt. Well, I still am in your debt. And I won't have it any more than you would.
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where? Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait! Baishu said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he? Let's head there!
Interesting. Unless I'm mistaken, the outfit that Skirk is now wearing is the one that she appeared in during the Fontaine Archon quest. Yeah, and what she's wearing the doppelganger Skirk, is her new outfit. It's interesting being able to have them side by side like this. I think the old model is a little bit shorter and a little bit broader by the looks of it.
He'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
How's the shoulder, by the way?
Fine. It was just a scratch. It'll take time to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me.
How's the... Your outfit looks different.
Oh, this? It's a star crystal suit. Abyssal energy is scarce in Tevat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely. It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form.
I see. So when you appeared during the Archon quest, then, you were out of energy?
Found somewhere to rest. Well, lead the way then.
Yes. I remember not being especially fond of her earlier design. And I'm reminded here for why. I only really became interested in pulling for Skirk after I saw the newer design. Interesting that they bring it back, though. And I'm not complaining about it either. Merely saying that I much prefer the newer look over the old. Alright. Now to Boo Boo Pharmacy. I wonder how exactly we're going to explain this to Baiju. Incidentally, we should also ask Baiju to have a look at Skirk's shoulder. Whether she likes the idea or not. After all, he is a doctor, and she is wounded. And now we're right back to where everything began. After all, we lost a bit of the Traveler's soul in Boo Boo Pharmacy. Again, no fault on Baiju for that, but... just interesting how we're bookending this.
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like... I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
You heard all that?
Not like we're all that far away, and it's not like you were whispering.
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Guess you did, huh? Paimon, your whispering needs some work. Not that it was a smart idea to mock her regardless.
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating Paimon and giving people weird nicknames. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start, but things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so what do you say? Friends?
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
No, I am a gentleman. The lady will take the bed. And besides, I have the Serena teapot. I have my own mansion to go back to. So no, you take the bed.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
After what her mentor put her through, the very concept of ease and rest are anathema to her. I wonder if we're in for another dream. Another shared experience. The energy around her is in turmoil.
Quiet.
The voice within.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Tormented by the past. And her mentor never gave her a chance to heal from those wounds. Yet another reason I despise him.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy.
Frankly, I'm a bit annoyed with you at the moment for saying that. The bed should have gone to Skirk. She was actually wounded. And again, I say I'm a gentleman. I'd have given it to her regardless.
Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night? The bed's all yours if you want it.
Recovered your strength yet?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whew! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
I noticed that your attire has returned to its former state.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short.
Maybe it's because of the spike that stabbed you, perhaps? You're literally not at full strength right now. Because you're healing from injury.
No, I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
I have no idea what's normal for her, nor what is abnormal.
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up. Be right back.
She made tea or had a drink of wine before, but... Oh, we're going to... You again? What are you doing here? I thought you were only in her mind, only in her dreams. It sounded like a quest just finished and we received a reward. But all I'm seeing is blinding white at the moment. Have we just intruded on Skirk's mind again? Did you bring me here? That must mean this is...
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams. This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
So you can speak. And you're... the young voice of Skirk, when she was a little girl. Is that who you are? The girl from long ago, buried and lost, even to the woman she became.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right? Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place?
Well, several questions. What is that river? And why are there so many cliffs and waterfalls?
Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one. But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
And it would seem that each time she severs this connection, she falls lower than before. Hence the cliffs and the ever-descending flow. A rather tragic bit of imagery, that.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
That is her excuse for her strength, at any rate. I don't believe that it's any kind of secret to how she became strong.
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Ah. I'm amazed the traveler hasn't already guessed who this creature is. Did Skirk visit that beach after Paimon and the traveler departed?
I've always thought that. Even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away, indifferent as ever.
Why? Ever alone. Ever alone in pursuit of strength, never understanding that she doesn't have to stand alone.
Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
This has become a rather grim adventure, hasn't it?
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact through the Abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why would you do that?
I have told you before, fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time, and the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
Sertologi. I will enjoy slaying you one day. What evil you've done to her. No wonder she refuses.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time.
The Foul is an apt name for you. No wonder she refused to form any connections. If no one remembers her, then they will not come under her master's threat. You say that that's how he looked once, so he can change form.
Of course. As a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
It could simply be sadism, a desire to inflict pain and suffering. Or if I wish to be generous, which I don't feel like being at present, I could say that he wants Skirk to grow and grow and grow in power, until she can be a rival to him. It could be that he has adopted her as a daughter of a kind. And in his own twisted way, he wishes only the best for her, though that be with great pain and torment of mind. And I wonder, will it simply kill her by the end? Or will it kill him? And would death be what he wants? He was of Kandria, after all. One of the 5 sinners who brought death to its people. I say death, but reality is far harsher, is it not? They've all been cursed to walk the earth for eternity, damned to endless suffering. I wonder what the captain, our good Thrain, would say of all this. Come to think of it, Thrain, another, survivor of Kandria, wields ice, or what looks to be ice. I wonder, is the captain also wielding abyssal power? An interesting prospect. Alas, I can't ask him after it.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Certology is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute, the power to crush all things. Shall we keep going? Let's see. We're about halfway there.
So I suppose we're in for at least 2 more visions. But something tells me that we're not going to have a chance to enact righteous vengeance on Certologi anytime soon. We might have a go at our thief, but not against Certologi himself, alas. Dark Souls bonfire.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Certologi.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee.
If you are so mighty, then why did Kandria fall? Were you weak and failed to defend it? Or are you worthy of the title of sinner and cared nothing for the people you betrayed? I do sincerely hope the captain rises from his throne and one day destroys you.
So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day you might surprise me.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You, of all people, know that well.
Yes, Master.
From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today. We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch.
We go higher and higher, and the water grows purer and purer, free of the taint and corruption of Sertologi, and the endless grief and suffering he has graven on Skirk. I wonder, what would Sertologi have done with Thrain, our good captain? Would he have considered him a worthy foe? A man fit to compare with the gods? Well, Sertologi chose Skirk instead. But I wonder...
These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. Always skipping school to go exploring instead. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end. It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet. Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her. Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
Why did those people destroy her homeland? What was their reason? And where are they? That I might exact vengeance on her behalf, on behalf of those butchered by them.
Because she and her people were seen as a threat.
A threat.
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
Just because of their speculation? All those innocent people slaughtered for that? I would gladly find whoever made that decision and destroy them in turn. They do not deserve to walk the world that they burned.
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
Now I see why Sertologi's threat is such a terrifying prospect for her. And now I see why she distances herself from the world. And now I see my course. I must begin by slaying Sertologi, and then going off and finding the people who burned Skirk's home. They cannot be allowed to live. They cannot be trusted to live after such depravity.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
Are you really Skirk's younger self? The memory of who she once was? I do hope this will not be the last I see of you. That would be too sad a fate.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in this moment.
So you are indeed who I believed you to be.
Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back, and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
It's exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go. I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
That isn't true strength. Power is not a substitute for doing what is right. Nor is power an excuse to do what is wrong.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Surtologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. And I say to you that no order can be established alone. No one has the power to do that, and to try is either to fall or to become a tyrant worse than any other.
Yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him.
And yet, he intends to face you in battle one day.
I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through the Abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
If he does attack you one day, I will help you. And there may be others who would be willing to lend their aid, if you would but reach out to them. Take Ajax, for one. I doubt that he would let you stand alone against this fate.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
Indeed. This place has become beautiful. It's almost a shame to leave it. But alas, there's little more that can be said. And I'll have to ponder this on my own. It's a bit to chew on, I think you could agree. So let us depart. We have a thief to apprehend.
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death! You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Looks like your strength is back. In fact, you look stronger than ever.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, So, Paimon feels like she's missing some important context. But, whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks! Let's dig in!
All right. It's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Finally.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go. Same place as last time.
Very good. Unbound. Oh, unbounded. Yeah. Tried to say it all cool and then I botched it. Unbounded. So I think I'll do a small cut here, since we're going to have to fast travel to get to the abyss. Right outside the chasm, so back in a moment. Alright, and we've returned to the chasm. So now it's time to slay our thief. And recover what was stolen from Skirk. Only then can we say that we are on even footing once again. And not be in either debt. Either her to us or us to her. Certainly a grim locale.
The fog is gone!
Certainly. Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too?
It looks like Skirk's master. That's what the fowl used to look like.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
If it works the same way as the narwhal fight, we're in for a bit of a challenge.
Bombs away! Go!
Paradigm shift.
Working a little different this time. Looks like I messed up the timing and lost a good bit of damage potential there. Not that we're doing all that badly all the same. Not yet, anyway.
Go! Water jet! Yeah!
Looks like we can't freeze him, which is a bit troublesome.
Water jet!
Looks like we're getting there, but not there yet. Good, we don't have to do elemental damage to break these. Looks like we almost got him. Nope. Okay, think we did it.
Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Oh, and who are you?
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power, such keen battle instincts. So you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skirk, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets,
facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you."
What?
Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day, and we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Huh. Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Did you forget that he's immortal already?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright, yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control. But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Sertologi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road. If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here.
I wonder...
Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
Hydro sigils, eh? Now, I wonder... She was able to reconstitute him, in a way, to break Skofnunger, and remake him. Or rather, to allow the curse of immortality to remake him. I wonder, could she pull a similar stunt with the captain, with Thrain? Would she thus be able to bring him back, I wonder? Somehow I doubt it. His body is still immortal, but his soul, seemingly, has departed for the Night Kingdom, and therefore she would not be able to break him and rebuild him, simply because he isn't there anymore. So I still have to ponder, how, if at all, will the captain return?
We did it! Ah, it's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnunger stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
It is beautiful, I agree. I'd like to see what it's like up there. What lies beyond the false sky.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, he always finds a way to make it better. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then 3. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
Now that is simply untrue, Paimon. If that were true, we'd be having a visit from a certain blonde-haired inventor. And frankly, I wouldn't blame him for being irate with you after that statement. But of course, different universe, that is. Though not entirely unconnected, methinks.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this, we must all work to become stronger.
Of course. No, I'm not going to call her Master.
Goodbye, Traveler. Remember your training. Make sure to put it to use.
Bye! Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
Always a stickler for the details, eh, Paimon? Whispers betwixt stars and night, complete. A now, we can claim our reward. Because we did in fact manage to complete it within the allotted time. And to cap things off, I believe we can make 1 or 2 wishes. Nope, just 1. Ugh. Stingier than I thought. Oh, 1 it is. Oh well. Would have been lovely if we could have ended the episode by getting Shenhe. I certainly would have appreciated it, but my wait continues. Oh well. With that, we have finished Skirk's story chapter. At least, this chapter of her story, because clearly things aren't over yet. But with that, I'll end today's episode. It has been a long one. Going on 2.5 hours, thereabouts. Well, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do check out my Elden Ring Let's Play, and my playthrough of the Genshin Impact main story. And as always, have a good day.